I've got a pop quiz for you. How many native species of bees do you think live in North America? 10? 20? Haha. Try 4,000 species, and most of them don't live in hives, don't sting, and don't make honey. They're solitary bees who live in the ground, and they're the unsung heroes of the pollinating of our gardens. They need our help. The good news? You can help just by scattering some seeds. Today I'm talking about 10 of the easiest annual pollinator plants you can grow from seed. And I'm not talking about the finicky ones that need perfect conditions. I'm talking about the ones that practically grow themselves while feeding our bees, butterflies, hummingbirds, and those other pollinators that we don't talk about so much, the kind that make our gardens thrive. Hi, Carol from Almost 2 Acres. Whether you're at the level where you just want to start your first seeds, or you're at the level where you'd like to grow a permaculture, low-maintenance pollinator garden, I'm here to help. I'll show you 10 ridiculously easy-to-grow annuals that will give you continuous blossoms from late spring all the way to frost. Let's go.
First up, and honestly, my number one recommendation for beginner gardeners is zinnias. If you can scatter seeds, you can grow zinnias. These cheerful flowers are about as foolproof as it gets. Zinnias are heat-loving annuals that pollinators absolutely adore. Butterflies especially love landing on those flat daisy-like petals. Single-flowered varieties produce way more nectar than the fancy double ones, so look for varieties like Profusion or Zahara if you've focused on pollinators. Here's what makes them so easy. Direct sow after your last frost, barely cover the seeds with soil, and keep them watered until germination. This happens in just 4 to 7 days, and then basically you ignore them. They're drought tolerant once established, they thrive in full sun, and they'll bloom non-stop if you deadhead regularly. Even if you don't deadhead, they'll keep producing. If you're lucky, they may even reseed themselves. Next up is Cosmos, and if zinnias are the easiest annual, Cosmos is a close second. These delicate-looking flowers with feathery foliage are actually tough as nails. Both pollinators and I love Cosmos because they provide such an airy, natural look in the garden. Bees and butterflies flock to the open single flowers. Look for varieties like Sensation Mix or Picote for maximum pollinator appeal. Cosmos are cold-hardy annuals, meaning you can direct sow them a couple weeks before your last frost. They germinate in about 7 to 10 days, and here's the kicker. They actually prefer poor soil. Too much fertilizer gives you lots of leaves and fewer flowers. Just scatter the seeds, rake them in lightly, water occasionally until they sprout, and they'll handle the rest. They grow tall, up to 4 feet, so they're perfect for the back of a border. They are prolific self-seeders. I let mine go to seed in fall, and I always have baby cosmos popping up the following spring. Let's talk sunflowers. Now, there are hundreds of varieties, but for pollinator support, you want single-flowered, open-pollinated types, not those fancy pollen-free varieties bred for cut flowers. Sunflowers are a native North American plant, and they support an incredible range of pollinators. Native bees, honeybees, and butterflies all love them. Plus, when those big seed heads mature in fall, goldfinches and other songbirds will feast on the seeds all winter if you leave them standing. Growing sunflowers is ridiculously simple. Direct sow after your last frost, plant seeds 1 inch deep and about 6 inches apart, keep the soil moist until germination, about 7 to 10 days, and watch them grow. Sunflowers are incredibly fast growers. Some varieties can reach 6 feet or more in just a couple of months. Try Lemon Queen for a multi-branching variety that produces tons of smaller blooms, or go classic with Mammoth for those iconic giant heads. Either way, pollinators will thank you. Here's a plant that doesn't get enough love, borage. This is one of the best pollinator plants you can grow, period. Bees go absolutely crazy for those bright blue star-shaped flowers. In fact, borage is sometimes called bee bread because bees love it that much. Borage is a Mediterranean herb that's completely unfussy. It tolerates poor soil, drought, and neglect. The flowers are edible with a mild cucumber flavor, great for garnishing salads or summer drinks, and the plant reseeds aggressively. Some people consider it weedy, but I think that's a bonus. Free pollinator food every year? Yes, please. To grow borage, direct sow after your last frost. The seeds are fairly large, so plant them about 1/2 inch deep and 12 inches apart because these plants get big and bushy. They'll germinate in 7 to 14 days and start flowering in about 6 weeks. Once they're established, they're completely hands off. Just let them do their thing. One heads up, borage has a taproot, so it doesn't transplant well. Direct seeding is really your best bet. Sweet alyssum might have tiny flowers, but don't let that fool you. This low-growing annual is a pollinator powerhouse, especially for beneficial insects like hoverflies, lacewings, and tiny native bees. Alyssum produces masses of honey-scented white, pink, or purple flowers from spring until frost. It's perfect as a ground cover, edging plant, or filler in containers. And it's one of the few annuals that can handle some shade, though it blooms best in full sun. Growing alyssum is super easy. You can start seeds indoors 6 to 8 weeks before your last frost or direct sow once the soil warms up. The seeds are tiny, almost dust-like, so just press them into the soil surface without covering them. They need light to germinate. Keep the soil moist and you'll see sprouts in 7 to 14 days. Alyssum is also incredibly cold tolerant. It can handle light frosts, so it's often one of the first flowers blooming in spring and the last one standing in fall. Calendula, also called pot marigold, is a cool season annual that pollinators love, especially bees. Those bright orange and yellow flowers are like little pollinator magnets. Calendula is also incredibly useful in the garden. The flowers are edible and have been used for centuries in herbal medicine. Plus, they're great companion plants because they attract beneficial insects that prey on aphids and other pests. To grow calendula, direct sow in early spring or late summer for fall blooms. Plant seeds about 1/4 inch deep and 6 to 12 inches apart. They'll germinate in 7 to 14 days. Calendula actually prefers cooler weather, so it tends to slow down or stop blooming in the heat of the summer, but it'll come back strong in fall. Deadhead spent blooms to keep them flowering, or let them go to seed and they'll reseed themselves for next year. Either way, they're low maintenance and reliable. Nasturtiums are one of those plants that are almost too easy to grow. They're fast-growing, heat-tolerant, and pollinators, especially bumblebees, love them. The entire plant is edible, from the peppery leaves to the bright orange, yellow, or red flowers. They're also a trap crop for aphids, meaning aphids would rather munch on nasturtiums than your other plants, which is a nice bonus. To grow nasturtiums, direct sow after your last frost. The seeds are fairly large and easy to handle. Plant them 1/2 inch deep and 10 to 12 inches apart. They'll germinate in 7 to 10 days and start flowering within 4 to 6 weeks. Here's the trick with nasturtiums. Poor soil produces more flowers. Rich soil gives you tons of lush foliage but fewer blooms. So skip the fertilizer, give them full sun to part shade, and let them sprawl. They're perfect for containers, hanging baskets, or as a ground cover. Bachelor button, also called cornflower, is a charming old-fashioned annual that's been grown in cottage gardens for centuries. The bright blue flowers, though they also come in pink, white, and purple, are magnets for bees and butterflies. These are cool season annuals, so they prefer spring or fall weather over summer heat. In mild climates, you can even sow them in fall for early spring blooms. To grow bachelor button, direct sow in early spring or late summer. Plant seeds about 1/4 inch deep and 6 to 12 inches apart. They germinate quickly, usually within 7 to 10 days. Once established, they're drought tolerant and need very little care. Bachelor's buttons readily self-sow, so once you plant them, you might have them popping up year after year. They also make excellent cut flowers, so you can enjoy them indoors while still leaving plenty for the pollinators. If you want a show-stopping pollinator plant that's ridiculously easy to grow, Mexican sunflower is your plant. This is not a true sunflower, but it produces vibrant orange daisy-like flowers on tall stems, and butterflies and hummingbirds absolutely love them. Also called tithonia, Mexican sunflower is heat and drought tolerant, making it perfect for hot summer gardens. It can grow 4 to 6 feet tall, so give it plenty of space or use it as a living screen. To grow Mexican sunflower, direct sow after all danger of frost has passed. Plant seeds about 1/4 inch deep and 12 to 18 inches apart. They germinate in 7 to 14 days and grow quickly. Once they're a few inches tall, they're basically indestructible. The only downside is that tithonia doesn't transplant well because of its taproot, so direct seeding is definitely the way to go. But trust me, once you see monarch butterflies and hummingbirds swarming these flowers, you'll plant them every single year. Last but certainly not least is cleome, also called spider flower. This tall, airy annual produces unique pink, white, or purple flower clusters that bees, butterflies, and hummingbirds all love. Plus, it has a long bloom period from early summer through frost. Cleome is very easy to grow and thrives in hot weather. It can reach 3 to 5 feet tall, making it a great backdrop plant for borders. To grow cleome, direct sow after your last frost or start seeds indoors 4 to 6 weeks earlier. The seeds need light to germinate, so press them into the soil surface without covering them. Keep the soil moist and they'll sprout in 10 to 14 days. Cleome can self-seed readily, sometimes too readily, so you might find volunteer seedlings all over your garden. Some people find the scent of the foliage a bit strong, but pollinators don't mind one bit, and that's what counts, right? There they are, 10 easy annual pollinator plants you can grow from seed. Zinnias, cosmos, sunflowers, borage, sweet alyssum, calendula, nasturtiums, bachelor buttons, Mexican sunflower, and cleome. All of them are low maintenance, most of them self-sow, and every single one will bring pollinators flocking to your garden. The great thing about annuals is that they give you fast results. You can go from seed to flower in just a matter of weeks, which means you'll be supporting pollinators all season long while enjoying beautiful blooms. If you're new to growing from seed, pick 2 or 3 from this list and start there. You really can't go wrong. And if you want even more variety, scatter a pollinator-friendly seed mix that includes several of these plants.
Thanks for watching today. Don't forget to subscribe and then please leave a comment. It doesn't cost you a thing, but it really helps my channel. Until next time, let's keep learning and growing.